Earth's eternal night. Heroes from across worlds stand and unite. No other foe or force can match their might. The once great people of this world now hide in fear. All chaos shaken by the power of sword and spear. The black-clad armies of the Dark One now draw near. But in the distance, the sergeant and the bear appear. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Legions of Romans stand and let their arrows fly. The roaring of dragons and machines fills the sky. Secret agents and the generals they defy. Swarms of orcs and samurai raise their banners high. In the wake of death, only one man stands alone. The sergeant raises his sword, high silver shone. He condemns the chaos worn on his soul. He stands longing for the day he may return home. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Until the war for the world springs is won, they will fight until they're on none. But a hero will stand alone as one, and the bloodshed is finally done. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation. Great heroes of past the law, no power has seen before. We spread far across the sky, marching across the great divide to save the world from deterioration, to end the age of annihilation, 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 to end the age of annihilation.
Welcome to ToV Live. It is Valhalla time, and it is time once again to read a scenario from Renegade. So we're going to do that tonight. I just got to find the right button here. Where's my buttons? My buttons, there they are. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Happy Wednesday to everybody. First Wednesday of December. I am Ryan, aka Tales of Valhalla, and I guess I have something to do tonight. We got some stuff to read from the pen of Sonlin this time, and I'm actually going to try to do a voice for Sonlin here. I'm going to try this out. I don't know how it's going to work, so please tell me when we get to that get to this point. But yeah, we're going to read through some more of Sonlin's journal, read through that lore, review it, and then we also have the scenario itself, the map. And Losing History is the theme name for this, so we'll see what this is all about in a moment. I did want to say one thing too. please check the link in the description below. We still are doing a contest. You have to leave a comment on a couple of ToV podcasts previous for some prizes, which we'll do a drawing on the 15th, December 15th, when we have our meme review. And Justin, there in the chat, how you doing tonight? Says, looking forward to this. Haven't looked at the scenario yet. Neither have I. So we're both going to be surprised, shocked, or ashamed. One of those things, or maybe amazed. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yes. Description below. Links in the description below if you want to check out the details for the contest. Which again, it will be a new in a box Drake Alexander, Age of Annihilation Drake Alexander, and a signed card by Craig Van Ness himself. And so yeah, check out details for that, the link to for the right video to leave a comment on, as well as there is Ryguy's doing a charity, has a charity link that he's organizing. If you want to check out and you want to give even $10 will help out that charity. And Ryguy has a goal, so I'm trying to help him meet it over this month, and we have until the 20th to do so. So I'm helping him out with that. Again, link in the description below for that. But in the meantime, like I said, tonight not going to be too Justin saying, "I want the Craig Van Ness card." Well, Justin, I know you are already a producer, so I mean your name's already going to be twice in there because I believe you commented in that podcast, and you already have an extra comment in there, so you're in it for twice, my friend, twice the chance. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to the 15th. 15th is going to be a fun night. Again, meme review stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. So here, let me just let's see here. It just says, see if the signature matches the agent car card I won in the tournament last July. Oh, okay. Agent car card signed by Craig Van Ness. Oh, could be possible. I mean, I don't know how to authenticate my signatures, the signatures I've gotten from Craig Van Ness, other than just to say, I was there. It was a guy who's Craig Van Ness, and he signed the stuff. So that's how big as my authenticity goes. But I mean, I don't have a lot of time tonight, or tend to try to keep this short, considering there's probably not going to be too much to read. So we're just going to get to it. And okay, we're going to start then with this bit of lore from Sonlin. So basically Sonlin's journal. This will be Sonlin's journal 4, and this will actually be Sonlin. This will be Sonlin. So I'm going to try a voice here, and just tell me what you all think of this voice for Sonlin. And I might mess this up. I've been practicing a little bit, and I have figured out in my head, but I'm probably gonna mess it up. But let's just try it, okay? I spoke with Ziamara before I left, although I have not long carried out Ulla's will in Valhalla. His deteriorating faculties have turned his heart against me. That accursed poison saps his reason. It makes him see foes behind every friendly face. Though his unwarranted suspicions have forced me out of his lands, his commander Ziamara continues to extend me friendship and provided me all I needed for my travels. Milky meanwhile patrols the borders of Allah's lands, but I cannot say if all of the forces that she encounters will respond well to the demands to leave Ekstrom. I cannot focus on this now. I must devote myself to attempting to cure Ular and the other poisoned Valkyrie before this land descends any further into madness. And for that, I must forge out into the pitiless war zone myself. I have made for the ancient Athenium in Lur, hoping to search for any historical reference regarding these poisons. I fear I have arrived all too late. A group of Achilles wizards had taken charge of the place, studying its ancient magics for the last several weeks. Perhaps they too were looking for a cure. With the collapse of the summit, they are suddenly surrounded by enemies instead of friends, and the library of great stone monoliths is now besieged from all sides. I wonder if the crashing warriors even know how to read the script they trample beneath their feet. Loss of gold or silver I can forgive, but loss of knowledge is a travesty. These Kiri, who in days gone by may have been trained as poets or arcanists, are now readied solely for war, unable to decipher their own ancestral magics, or perhaps unwilling. I ought to pass this judgment on a people not my own. Either way, where I sought a lesson in history, there remains only destruction. Each of the library's pillars is a reservoir of magical power, designed to preserve the information hidden within for ages to come. But for these combatants, all that matters is that the enchantments can be broken for a shower of blue flame upon the heads of the enemy. And with each explosion, the records of bygone ages are lost forever. If this is how Valhalla treats the records of its own rulers, who will preserve our stories, we outcasts brought here from distant worlds to die? Who will even know that we existed? Will anyone remember us in the age to come? Shiori, I hope your efforts fare better than mine. Sunlin. All right, let's talk through this. Okay, I don't know how that voice was. I don't know how that voice was. I don't know how that voice was, but you know, I was giving it a shot. I was thinking of Sonlin, like sounding kind of elfish, but I can't do a good English accent. So my English accent probably sounds more Welsh or Irish, but I give it a shot. Okay, so let's read through this again normally. So I spoke with Ziamara before I left. So this is basically Sonlin describing what we kind of already knew. Justin says not good all over the place. Yeah. Well, you know, I haven't got much practice done on it, but I appreciate the feedback. Thank you, Justin. If I had that kind of good accent, but yeah, I felt it was all over the place too. And sounded Arnold Schwarzenegger light. Well, there's no way I can do a good Arnold. Absolutely not. Maybe it sounded too macho. Someone says, "Hey, that's okay. I suck at accents too." Well, I appreciate the sentiment so much. Maybe I just need to work on it better. I'll work on it better. Or just something I need to put more time and thought to. I know for voice acting, you kind of need to, you know, work hard on it to really get it good. So I appreciate the feedback, guys. But okay, so when it comes to Sonlin, though, let's see here. His deterring faculties have turned his heart against me. That accursed poison saps his reason and makes him see foes behind every friendly face. Though his unwarranted suspicions have forced me out of his land. So this just basically confirms that Allah is mad, and even like Sonlin, who was the say a close advisor practice makes better. Yeah. And that's what I'll probably end up doing. And perhaps it was just too much to read too. Maybe I just try practicing with like one-liners in the future. I don't know, but anyway. So Uller doesn't trust Sunlen. It seems like Uller doesn't trust too much anybody. And so Sunlen's just basically on his own, except for people that he can trust, and Shiori being one of them, as well as others, probably like original, some of the OG characters. And so he's traveling, and he's going to this area. Let's see here, where was it? So he travels to Lar. So here, let me just bring this down a second. So he would have been in Ekstrom there, because that's where Uller's faction is, Uller's kingdom. And he would have traveled over to Lar here. And Lar's got so many like ancient ruins and places, really. So that's where we would have traveled. Now let's see, let me get back to see here. I don't know where the Antheum would be, but it's basically a ruined library. And let's see here. And he's trying to find a cure for a poison. So now we have a quest. So this is an interesting thing within the story. We know that like some of the Kiri generals are going mad, and that now that we see that they're kind of being poisoned, and you have some characters such as Sanlan searching for a cure. And or at the very least a hope for a cure. So hence the grove at Lar's Edge. Yes, exactly, Justin. And so basically, if you're going to have, like in D&D style, if you're going to have like some type of resolution to the quest, well, finding a cure for somebody, that's a good start. That's a good motivation. And so he goes to this library to look for information, but all he finds is that a lot of the library, and it seems like a lot of the information in this quote-unquote library is on like is actually not on anything like paper, but it's etched in stone. Let's see, I'm gonna reread this. Studying its ancient magics, the last of weeks, perhaps there too, looking for a cure. With the collapse of the summit, they are suddenly surrounded by enemies instead of friends. Library of great stone monoliths now besieged on all sides. Yeah, read the script they trampled beneath their feet. So maybe like the whole library was written and stuff. The loss of knowledge is a travesty. These Kyrian days gone by may have been trained as poets or arcanists, are now ready solely for war and able to decipher their own ancestral magics, or perhaps unwilling. So this seems like a library for teaching or showing how magics are done. I have to pass less judgment of people, not my own. Either way, where I saw a lesson in history, there remains only destruction. Yep, each of the library's pillars. Okay, pillars is reservoir for magical power, designed to preserve information hidden within for ages to come. Okay, so within the pillars has some certain bit of magics, but it seems like enemy combatants are like throwing those pillars at other enemies for like explosions. And Sanlan is not happy about that. It seems like Sanlan is a very educated type of individual, to where some are pure warriors, some are stealthy. Sanlan seems more of like a poet, which kind of makes sense to his character, since this is dragon that does most of the fighting, and he just seems more like a leader. And obviously, someone who is versed in healing, so a bit more educated in that matter. So yeah, that's that's basically it. So that's the next step in the story, basically focusing back on Sunlen and his travels to this library, and that's how it's going so far. So I'd say that is taking a look. I know, terrible, terrible accent reading and all. Looking at Sonlin's journal, basically part 4, written by Sonlin, voiced terribly by yours truly, and looking at that review, I don't see if anything else stands out to me. I don't think so, other than just what we already know, that Alar seemed to be, that faction seemed to be kind of crumbling. And yeah, am I butchering of this whole thing? So that is taking a look at this, and we'll see what else happens in the story to come. And then now we're going to move on to the scenario part of this event. And before we do that, here, just give me 1 minute. I just got to look at something real quick. Here, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I know I'm kind of being silent for a moment, but just give me 1 moment. Okay. All right. So scenario 4. Let's see what we have here. Map 1, Library of Larba. Okay. First, we'll just get into the main part of the scenario. Losing history. So it's just basically the historical text of this area, because, we gotta fight. We gotta fight. And map 1, Library of Lar. So required sets: Age of Annihilation Master Set, Battle of Wellspring, The Grove at Lour's Edge, as Justin was saying there. And it says here in this little bit of lore, in an age when trolls and giants have walked Valhalla, the Archkiri Migol II ruled over the regions of Lar and Upper Bleakwood. His son, Migol III, would inherit his lands, his artifacts, and most importantly, a treasure without price. An Ethianum, a wealth of knowledge preserved in enchanted stone. So there you go. There you go, yep. Few today can read the runes inscribed on the library's pillars, or the glowing script that appears upon the stone table in its center. But for those who can translate the ancient tongue, the Library of Lore provides an invaluable look into the early days of the Archkiri, and a record of Valhalla's histories otherwise long forgotten. So yeah, this is basically a glimpse into the past and how things were done. And this is the map. Looks like another fairly big map, and it's like level 6 on some of these. Interesting. And I got pictures, actually. I'm going to thank Dandelions for this. Posted these pictures on Renegade Discord. So I was able to download them, and so this is what it looks like here. So just basically, because this is supposed to be an area that has 4 start zones, and so you got the pillars there for these ruins. For these ruins. And yeah, okay. So bring that down. So that's what it looks like. Again, just 4 areas for start zones, I believe. And yep, there you go. Boom, boom, boom. And everybody rushes into the center. Let's read the scenario. Okay. Online scenario 4, Losing History, Master Game. The alliances between the Valkyrie have been sundered, and resources once shared equally have become the source of new conflict as each general reaches out to claim important tactical strongholds. The Arcane Library of Lore sits in a direct path between Elswin and Nastraland. Interesting. Let me see something real quick. Okay. So that would be anywhere here, really, because Elswin's here and Nastraland's here. So direct path, so it's got to be in this area here. It wouldn't be up north, so it would be around this area somewhere. Okay. In a grove of flourishing trees rarely visited by frost. The orders are clear. Claim the library at any cost, even if only rubble is left standing. And ancient enchantments can be deadly when shattered. Justin says Meagle is in Meagle's tomb from Rise of the Valkyrie rulebook. Yes, Meagle has been mentioned before, and this is a different Meagle than the Meagle dwarf that we have. different character altogether. But yes, ancient ruler. Okay, so this ties into what Sanlan was talking about in his lore, or in his letter, his writing. And let's see here. The orders are clear: to claim the library at any cost, even if only rubble is left standing. The ancient enchantments can be deadly when shattered. Yeah, so I think there are ways to throw things at people and have them explode. I think that's the thing. Okay, goal: destroy all of your opponent's figures. Set up, place the glyphs, power, side up where shown. Okay, so glyphs are in these different places: Glyph of Brandar, Dagmar, Hawkland, Quillivan, Yadukria. Each player drafts or brings a pre-made 500-point army. That's a pretty good-sized army, actually. One player starts in the brown and navy starting zones. One player starts in the red and green starting zones. For 2 players. Okay. For 3 players, players 1 and 2 draft and bring pre-made 400-point armies. Oh, okay. So for 2 players, it's a 500-point army, and then you have just one starting one side or one on the other side. Okay. So they have this set up for 2, 3, or 4 players. So that's nice that you have a choice, just in case. Let's see here. Players 1 and 2 draft and bring pre-made 400-point armies. Player 3 drafts or brings a pre-made 600-point army. That mixes things up. Player 1 starts in the red starting zone. Player 2 starts in the green starting zone. Player 3 starts in the brown and navy starting zone. So you can put your army in both. That's interesting. And then in 4 players, each player drafts or brings pre-made 400-point army. Each player's 400 points is still pretty good. Each player starts in either the brown, navy, red, or green starting zone. So for 4 players, you just do all 4. Victory: when all of your opponent's figures are destroyed, you win. If the battle reaches the end of round 8, well, you only have up to round 6 here, though, in this graph thing. An initiative order: players take turns choosing library pillars to detonate using the special rules below until no pillars remain. So this is interesting. Now you have a way for these pillars, these wall pillars, to explode. After this, if figures from 2 or more players have survived, the player with the most points on the battlefield wins. Interesting. Special rules. The recent rains have turned the sand to mud. When moving on sand, count each hex as 2 spaces. Figures may fly over sand, counting each hex as 1 space. A flying figure that lands on sand must count the landing as 2 spaces. That is interesting. Okay, the library's stone lectern can be used to rupture the enchanted runes that cover the pillars, with increasingly explosive results. At the end of each round, a player with a figure on the glyph of Brandar must choose a lower wall connector. And so Brandar, is in the center. So if they have that center top area, so let me go back to the photographs. Yep, if you have that center one, let's bring it up, back up here, right there. If you're staying on the center, glyph of Brandar there. And roll a number of attack dice equal to the current round against all figures within 2 spaces of that lower wall connector. Each figure rolls defense dice separately. So you roll a number of attack dice equal to the current round. So if it's on round 8, you roll 8 attack dice. Wow. And that affects anybody within 2 spaces of that lower wall connector. Each figure rolls defense dice separately in an order chosen by the player who detonated that pillar. Interesting. That lower wall connector at its base are then removed from the battlefield. Wow, that's just like one major explosion. So because they would start this, actually you can use it anytime. Someone could just hop up Glyph of Brandar and start exploding things, I think. Oh no, actually it says here for victory. So at the end of round 8, in initiative order, players take turns choosing library pillars to detonate. Oh, okay. So you can do the exploding pillars anytime, but before round 8, you got to be on top of the Glyph of Brandar, there at center, in order to do it. But after round 8, anybody can do it. Players take turns choosing library pillars to detonate using special rules below until no pillars remain. So that's when. So at the end of round 8, if you still have pillars that need to be exploded, you explode them, and you just whoever won initiative. So you got to keep an eye on, like, round 8, who wins initiative. Whoever won initiative goes first, and then then you go on who was second, third, fourth, and start detonating pillars. That is really fun. So everything just ends up exploding at the end. Okay, very interesting. Of course, you got Heroscape credits there. This scenario seems pretty fun. It's basically it can be a 2 or more player, or 2 to 4 player scenario. So it just doesn't have to be one-on-one. It can be one, like 3 people or 4 people versus, and there's glyphs that you can use. So there's opportunities to get glyphs. There's opportunities to explode pillars. So you have to really, not only do you keep an eye out for what the armies can do right next to you, you also got to keep an eye out for exploding. But this is just, I can see it getting messy in a hurry. Really messy in a hurry. That would be fun. This one would be a fun one because it would be really hard to manage. I mean, you would probably need a lot of luck and skill to get through this, and even skill might not save you. Some of it might depend on the dice roll, especially if you reach to round 8, and then depending on who wins initiative, that's who decides. And you could, like the person who got initiative could have a miniature near one unexploded pillar, and yet they want initiative, so you might have a miniature near another exploded pillar, and they can choose to explode that one, roll 8 dice against you, and if you can't defend against it, then you're out. They win just because they got the first initiative order in there. So, yeah, that's an interesting scenario that they came up with, and it's very. I mean, you got your bit of lore in this as well, which is nice. It describes basically the background of the library and the importance that they have there, and the importance of this location. But it basically doesn't matter. It's like everything's going to end up exploded. So you're not going to get whatever information was there. It's just going to be completely gone. But when it comes to the intricacies of this scenario itself, I think it's a good way of providing a bit of fun, a use for the Larwall connectors. For sure, it gives them some use, and yeah, it just allows you to have like a really fun time. This would be fun in a tournament mode. It really would be. So yeah, that is taking a look at the map, Library of Lore, and the scenario for Losing History for the master game. If I knew more people, if it wasn't just me, myself, and I doing this would be a fun one. This is definitely one I'm going to put to the side whenever I can get more people, because this would be a fun one to do sometime in the future for sure. So congratulations, Renegade. You designed, I think, a really fun one this time. All right, so I'm going to take another drink. And I'm going to say, well, it was kind of a short read tonight, kind of a short analysis of this, but that's pretty much it. Aside from my crapping reading of Sondland, I have to try that out. But let me ask you guys this though, because I always imagine, like, or when imagining Sondland's voice, I didn't just want it to be normal. You know, it's like usually educated, like English, like an England English accent probably sounds more educated. I might not be the man for the job for that, but right now it's just me and myself and I doing it. So that's what I gotta work with. You're telling me, just tell me one thing. Do you think that for those of you listen to it, do you think it just maybe I should work on it more? Or should I just give it up altogether? I guess. I mean, I'm not going to give it up altogether, but what do you think? I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger light, yeah, might be kind of disconcerting. But what do you think? Should I work on it? It'd probably end up still sounding the same, but again, might be all that I have to work with. But Justin's asking me, what's my drink of choice tonight? My drink of choice is what I always usually drink like every night. Some type of seltzer water mixed with a energy drink syrup that I usually get just to keep me awake. Although, and then if it's not that, it's just a lot of water. Usually I just drink a lot of water, but it's usually stuff that can keep me going, then that won't totally poison me. Justin's saying just read normally. Okay, I'll take the hint then. I take the hint. All right, I will figure something else out for that then. But I do appreciate the honesty. And I don't mind laughing at myself either. That is fine. That is fine. All right. So with that, unless you guys got something else to talk about, I think I'm gonna call it for tonight, because there's nothing really else for me to do other than get to editing things. I still have a bunch of stuff to edit. Got to prepare for. I got to go through all these memes. I got like 100+ memes. I got to go through for it's not this Sunday. It's the Sunday after next for meme review time. So I got to find time to go through those. and just start getting ready for the end of the year. Now, I know this coming Sunday and next Wednesday I'll still stream, but they might be relatively small streams. I might end up just like having some video game downtime just to relax a little bit for the end of the year before like the work begins again next year, you know, into January, because we're probably going to hit the ground running come January, February. So what I might do is like I might leave a poll, because I have some games on Steam that aren't necessarily Heroscape related. There might be some RPGs or whatever. I might just play some what is it? What's the game? Ace Combat. Like I've been playing a lot of Ace Combat 7. I really enjoy playing that. For some reason I have a thing for how would I say, dogfight combat games with aeroplanes, with jet fighters. But I could be just to say what's my video game choice these days. Yeah, let's got Ace Combat, but there's a few others. There's some RPGs on Steam that I've recently purchased. I've also purchased some, like sometimes I like playing like some Lego, like maybe Lego Lord of the Rings or something. So what I might do is like I might select a few that I might consider doing, and I'll leave it as a poll. I'll just like post it as a poll like sometime before Sunday. Be like, I'll let y'all choose, like, what do you think? Which one should I go with? And I might just do that. Just still to spend a little bit of time with y'all next week and into this month, because there's gonna be some streams this month where I'm just probably not gonna do anything. That's probably gonna be like near the end of the year too. I mean, after meme review Sunday, and then the Sunday after that we'll do one last ToV podcast for the year. Besides that, there's not much for me to do. I mean, I might work on Kelda, but there's still some things I need to do with it behind the scenes before I advance further with that. So we'll see. I might just have some downtime, because believe me, I need it. But I still want to stream. I still want to talk with y'all a little bit throughout this month. So, but yeah, I'll do that. I'll show what I got. And can't really pop it up. Well, here, go a second. Justin, just to answer your question here, let me just, here, hold on a second. No, need to show that. But I have like there's this RPG called Cat Quest that I purchased. Another RPG called Sword of Valeria. And those are just, you know, interesting RPGs. They're Fallout. Like, I'm interested in playing Fallout. Like I said, I got a few like Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Star Wars. So stuff like that. I might choose like one out from each genre just to see if y'all. And then again, Ace Combat 2. I like me playing some combat games. And just insane. I'm still playing college football 25, okay, and pulled out Spider-Man Miles Morales. I've seen that, but that is just too expensive for me. Like, usually I try to get the stuff that like got released like 10, 20 years ago, and that are like less than $10 on Steam when I can afford it. So, but yeah, I might just throw out a selection of like maybe like 3 or 6 before the weekend to give y'all a chance to vote on it. Probably both on like Tales of How YouTube channel. Put that in the community tab, as well as Discord as well. We'll see what you all think and decide. Probably do that. You know, yeah, Justin, I love me some Lego Star Wars. I could probably be like very, very much encouraged to do Lego Star Wars. Miles Morales is old now, 2020 release. Well, 2020, yes, but that's not 10 years, that's 4. So I still have got like 5 or 6 years before I get that. But yeah, I could be encouraged to do Lego Star Wars. I got the original like Star Wars trilogy, and I got the new Star Wars trilogy. It's actually, I think it's the new one that has like, they redid the original trilogy, and they also actually, I think they have like original trilogy, prequel trilogy, and sequel trilogy in that one. I don't think I'll be able to like play all of it in just a couple evenings this month, but I could do some of it just to see what it's like because I have yet to open it. I might put that on the list. I might put that on the list to vote for. So, and maybe do a few of them. But with that, I do thank all of you for watching, and we'll see you this Sunday. And again, like I said, links in the description below for the things to check out. But yeah, like I said, that's looking at from the pen of Sonlin, and I've been told quite passionately to retire my voice accents, and I will heed that. Yeah, I can't wait till I like release individual videos. People are gonna be like, "What is this?" So I don't mind making fun of myself, and I don't mind feedback. But thank you, Justin, for the comment. I got 57 hours in the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Okay, and that's the new one, right? Yeah, I played a lot of the older version one back in the day. I did a lot of that. I think that I had one had a PS2. I did a lot of that, but not recently. So that would be. I might have to get into the new one. But yeah, I thank you, Justin, for commenting. I thank you, Son of Odin, for for your comment as well, and all you all looking around. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the supporters to help make Tales of Hal possible, as well as the Patreon too. And all you out there, just you individually, you know who you're talking about. You, I thank you so much for all the support. You have a purpose in your life. Find it, pursue it, live it, and we'll see all of you next time. Later now. Bye-bye.